What is up, friends and foes? It is a miracle on 2nd Ave. I'm back within a week's time frame. Well, give or take a day or so, I guess. Give me a break. But we got a fiery week to cover here, full of wrestling as we move into what is factually, I believe, well, this is facts in my opinion. Soundbite, insert that one. One of the biggest event in wrestling history, all in. I feel like I say this every episode, but the next couple of weeks of wrestling are going to be huge. So, we got All In, Emergence. Excuse me. I digest. All In, Emergence, Payback, and then right around September, All Out. So back to back pay-per-views from everybody the next couple of weeks, it really seems. But that doesn't mean we didn't just have a fantastic week with a premium live event, Multiverse United 2, for whom the bell tolls. So, without further ado, let's play a little bit of catch-up here before we jump into 1 week's worth of stuff. Oh, wow, it's very different from the regular of catching up with 2 weeks or maybe even 3 weeks. So, let's do it so I don't end up with another hour-long episode for y'all. So basically, this month has been interesting with no cable. I decided to cut cable, or go the non-traditional route of cable. It just became so bloated with the Xfinity bill, and a $300 bill turns into a $600 bill real quick, and then you think like, well, damn, I pay all this much money, and I really don't even watch half these channels. So our experiment was to jump into YouTube TV. I've been looking into that probably since before the pandemic, and there's a lot of other streaming services out there, and a lot of them are a lot better than what they were, and there are some actual heavyweight contenders to YouTube TV, but the way YouTube TV will give us our local channels no matter where we go, the lineup they have, just the ease of access of YouTube in general. I really like the app. I have definitely been invested in YouTube the past several years, so that's my go-to when I think of these type of things. But Sling TV would be up there, or Hulu TV would probably be a good option too, but nobody offers the local TV, which our family is going to really enjoy, or they come to expect that local WNEP. So, like Sling TV, it seems like they're like, what, $45? You combine the 2 red and blue packages they have, and then they still don't even have half of the channels that YouTube TV does. But that's not all. There's several packages within Sling TV that you could go to add these channels that, well, frankly, YouTube TV already has in their original lineup. Excuse me, all except, HBO and Disney and Hulu and all that stuff that you can add yourself to any of these streaming sites. But you take that $45 Sling TV, then you add all that stuff just to add up to what YouTube TV offers for their normal lineup. You're paying at least that, if not over. So it's not like it's a really cheaper thing, especially if you want all those channels. A lot of them are, you really don't need MTV2 and the Nickelodeon 3s and all that stuff like that, but it gets down to some of that stuff, like you try to cut down and then you miss out on some stuff that should be there, like Nickelodeon, or Disney Channel used to be one back in the day that you had to pay for the upper channels for, but Nickelodeon was always in my area one of the original channels. Like that was like always in my area, Channel 34, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network 33, Family Channel was 3, Comedy Central was 63, FX was 74. A lot of that stuff is still today, but the HD channels are different. But I digress with Taz. You know what I mean? There's a lot of contenders out there, but they're over and under pretty much the same thing. And we're gonna go with YouTube TV. It's gonna be a pretty fun little experiment to see where that goes, and see if we can cut down on the bloat of the bill here. I kind of feel like Mr. Cornette here talking about the cable and all that stuff. He seems to always have the cable guys in and out and getting new routers and getting new this and that and stuff, and then blah 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 blah. So shit. That being said, I guess that's the intro. But before I jump into the meat and potatoes here, I want to talk about an event that happened in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. I think it was the 19th, I do believe. But 5 Star Wrestling made their debut at the Pajama Factory in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, a place that I've always said would be a fantastic venue for professional wrestling. I did make it. I wasn't feeling well. Muscle aches, stomach problems. I felt like if I went, I'd probably be on the commode the whole show. So, you know, I'm going to spend money to sit on the commode at the Pajama Factory or stink it up in there. So, but from pictures I seen that it looked like a fantastic event. A lot of people showed up. A lot of people looked happy. A lot mixed bag, like a lot of college kids and stuff like that. But it was nice to see professional wrestling do very well in Williamsport. But I do have, courtesy of 5 Star Wrestling social media, the results from that show, and I will read them to you now. We had Dio Bando, hope I pronounced that right, defeating Too Nice, Trace Parker. We had the Brothers Gray defeating the Nazi Mafia. We had Chris Slade defeating Alex Divine, and what I heard was the match of the evening, the match of the event. We had Hayden Backlund defeating Stan Michaels and Tommy Saito, however that goes. We had Championship Material defeating Post Game. We had Sam Adams defeating Jarrett Diaz. Those guys will be back on September the 15th, I think. I do believe, but I'll have the information down in the description or the just posts on the social media. You'll be able to find that. Go to 5 Star Wrestling's social media pages, but it's a Friday show. It's going to be Friday Night Fights, and they're going to be at the Pajama Factory again. I do believe bell time on that one is 7. A lot of the same guys. They got a great roster, drawing a hot crowd with no names. That's very commendable. It definitely seems like those hot 2016 era days again, whether anybody wants to admit it or not. The truth lies within. Then eat a slice of humble pie, because Hot Williamsport Wrestling is back. If anybody has anything to say about that, well then show us what you got and provide a entertaining show just as well, and let's set Williamsport ablaze and do it the right way this time, instead of fighting against anybody, and just work and have these great shows, maybe even a big crossover event. But I'm high in the pie sky dreaming on that one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, that covers the intro aspect of this episode. Alright, let's jump into the card. A little bit of a update here. I've added, because it felt like, I pick a show at the end of the week, a match, man, woman, team, pick 6, usual stuff like that, but I felt like this would give it a little bit more of a reason for the season and have a reason for me to pick these events, and just a reason to speckle in some more accolades. I've decided I'm a big gamer, as you know, as you may know, but I've decided to go ahead and do like a match. If there was a really commendable match, it will get a 1-up, and if it was a legendary match, in my opinion, hey, this is just this dude's opinion. It's not like I'm saying this is the general opinion of all wrestling fans or anything like that. This is just my take. So, in my opinion, legendary match will get a super up. So, you know what I mean? Like 1-up, 1 life, extra life. You do really good in the match. You do really good in the video game, you get an extra life, hit that super block, get the extra life, you know what I mean? Sometimes you get a star or something, you super up, you know what I mean? So, real good matches will get an up, super duper matches will get a super up. I'm going back to, on pay-per-views, matches will be back to 1 through 10, and shows will be 1 through 5 rated through. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not rating the matches for Multiverse United too. So I'm sorry about that. I'll rate the show though. I will rate the show though, because it was a pay-per-view, a premium live event. But considering I'm not too versed on the Japanese guys and stuff like that, it was a great event. Impact versus New Japan, stuff like that. Strong was involved, regular New Japan, but you know what I mean. I'm not super versed, so I'm not gonna critique it on that level. So, let's jump into the meat and potatoes. We got this episode spanning from the 14th through the 29th. No, it's not the 29th, it was the 20th. Yeah, because the 21st was my mom's birthday. And shout out to Mom and Dad Pops. Pops was on the August 13th, Mom's was on the 21st. Like a week apart or whatever, but we're super blessed to have them still with us here. So shout out to them. They both just had a birthday recently. Happy birthday, Mama. Happy birthday, Papa. So let's jump into that. Raw, August 14th, 2023. We had Sami Zayn defeating JD McDonough. Chad Gable defeating Giovanni Vinci. Gunther defeating Otis, Matt Riddle and Drew McIntyre defeating the Viking Raiders, Rhea Ripley defeating Indy Hartwell, and Cody Rhodes defeating Finn Balor. Move on to NXT from August 15th, 2023. We had Lorenzo Stacks and Tony D'Angelo defeating the Schism, the Dyad. We had Blair Davenport defeating Dana Brooke, Trick Williams defeating Drew Gulak, and Wesley defeating Dijak, and Joe Coffey and Tyler Bate ending in a no contest. Next up is Dynamite from August 16th, 2023. It opened up with Orange Cassidy defeating Wheeler Yuta, The Dogs Barking, Darby Allin and Nick Wayne defeating Gates of Agony, Jeff Jarrett defeating Jeff Hardy in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match, which was a point of contention on the internet, but I find it pretty much, I found it fun. The only problem I had with the thing was most of the match, especially in the beginning, was picture in picture, and if you know me, I say that the best thing about having no cable, and everybody struggles here, so I'm not trying to don't paint me in a bad light for saying I'm using websites to watch my wrestling intake. It's only for a month anyway, but you know what I mean. It's out there for people who can't afford cable, and I'm telling you, it's an expense to get every little different channel, to get all this, even the stuff I'm watching. You're like in between regular stuff and upper echelon stuff, even especially on a cable thing. But this hack for YouTube TV, they don't have Access TV, but you can pay through Impact Wrestling's YouTube channel to be their insider. Pay as little as $1, and you can get their weekly TV stuff in your backlog as well for $1. So add that to your YouTube TV, and you got a Wrestler's Paradise, because you already got AEW, you got WWE. So yeah, I kind of forgot where I was going with that. Oh yeah, they don't have picture-in-picture. Yeah, the problem with this, they had a lot of different hardware in this match, a good hardcore match, awesome stuff. Only problem is, you missed a lot through picture-in-picture. Picture-in-picture could fuck up a wet dream. That's all I gotta say about that. Yeah, because I always thought growing up with the regular commercials, it's like, well, how did they get to this spot after all this commercial stuff that we're not seeing on TV? Like, I wish I could see that. And then it's like, it messes with my ADHD brain. I can multitask, but then I'm already multitasking watching wrestling, and then I gotta watch a commercial in a wrestling show, and then whatever else I'm doing on top of that, which is only all my fault, but I'm just saying, that's triple, quadruple, centuplet tasking and stuff like that. So they're expecting the regular wrestling fan to be able to multitask and watch a commercial in a 3x3 picture made for ants on the screen for picture-in-picture. And that's the end of my rant on the picture-in-picture. Enough of that nonsense. After that match, we had Britt Baker defeating the Bunny, and we had the Young Buckaroos defeating the Ass Boys to end Dynamite. We move on to Impact from the August 17th, 2023. The go-home show for Multiverse United. Oddly enough, frankly. August 17th, 2023. Deonna Purrazzo defeats Kylan King. Killer Kelly defeats Savannah Evans. And Jessica in a triple threat. Moose defeats Kevin Knight. Bully Ray defeats Black Taurus. The Rascals defeat Rich Swann and Sami Callihan. We move on to Ring of Honor. We open up Ring of Honor from August 17th, 2023. Gravity versus Gringo Loco. Gravity defeating Gringo Loco. This gets a 1-up from me. Josh Woods defeats Silas Young. Athena defeats Brittany J. Samoa Joe and Stokely Hathaway defeat the boys. Fun match. The Gates of Agony defeat Christopher Daniels and Matt Sydal. Madison Rayne defeats Danny Moe. Congratulations to Danny Moe for her debut on Ring of Honor. I do believe it was the Ring of her debut. I think Rick Bonnie said that anyways. Who gave her great praise in this match. The Dark Order defeats Lord Crew and Lovely Calhoun and Isaiah Broner. Then we had Cole Carter defeating Griff Garrison. Action Andretti and Shotty Lee defeat Darius Martin. And Lee Moriarty and the Workhorsemen. No, Action Andretti, Shotty Lee, and Darius Martin defeat Lee Moriarty and the Workhorsemen. We have Billy Starks defeating Charlotte Renegade, which set up a pretty odd pairing between Athena and Billy Starks, who Billy Starks is now the new minion of Athena. I didn't think Athena needed anybody, but I guess she thought different. And she's taking on an underling, and she's got a minion apparently. Until that blows up, and I do believe that we'll be seeing Billy Starks as the new down the line. I don't want Athena to catch me saying that, because I'd have to run away and not very fast, but I digest. Trish Adora defeats Lady Frost. Cool. That's not so cool that Lady Frost lost, but pretty cool. We got Danny Moe and Lady Frost, queens of the Northeast, on the show. That's cool. We had Dalton Castle defeating Pretty Peter Avalon. This was a really good match to me. This also gets a 1-up. That's 2 1-ups on Ring of Honor here. Tony Nese defeats Metalik. this was an excellent match. These guys have wrestled many times in the past on different multiverses. Oh, so good. With Nice with an upside down bicycle kick to a trapped Metalik in the corner. Oh, it was cool. This gets a 1-up for me. Now we have SmackDown, August 18th, 2023, which would be from what we know as of the recording of this, Edge's last match, or at least on SmackDown, or at least in the WWE, according to some. We had Sheamus. Oh, excuse me. Let's jump right to it. We had Austin Theory defeating LA Knight. Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair defeating Bayley and Io Sky. Street Profits defeating the OC. And in the match of the night, baby, we had Sheamus defeating Edge. No, we didn't yet. Edge defeats Sheamus. Excuse me. We had the Educator, which is Edge's submission move. You don't see very, very often. Edge hit the Execution after a superplex, and then Sheamus hit the White Noise off the second rope, followed by a Celtic Cross. This match gets a super 1-up. This was really, really good stuff. Pretty decent episode of SmackDown, if I'm being honest. And we move into Rampage from that same night, Friday, August the 18th. Rey Fenix defeats Commander, 1-up. Excellent match. Aussie Opens defeat Ethan Page and Isaiah Cassidy. Sammy Guevara defeats John Cruz. Layla Hirsch defeats Rachel Ellering. And then we all jump to Collision from the very next day, August 19th, 2023. CM Punk opens up the show as Golden Tiger was. Samoa Joe segment. Basically jumped him right as he was going. He wasn't expecting that. I don't know if he won a little thing there. It sets up here, he says, "I accept, bitch." We got Samoa Joe versus CM Punk at All In. Only thing I'm hoping for is This Fire Burns as the entrance theme. We gotta have that because, CM Punk's pretty contentious with the crowd and, lean into the booze, if you will, a little bit. I think that if you want to lean into that, throw him into that situation where he comes back wearing all the ex-WWE stuff with This Fire Burns. I just think it'd be pretty funny either way. Or like the old WWE shirt or something like that. Just to really piss him off. Just so sure you're gonna piss him off. We had Jay White defeating Dalton Castle. Dalton Castle taking a loss there, but in an epic match. You hate to see him take a loss though. The Guns and Juice Robinson defeat the Iron Savages. Who are we? Iron Savages. Big Bill defeats Derek Neal. Will Nightingale defeats Diamante. Awesome. Powerhouse Hobbs defeats Kevin Koo. Kevin Koo been around as long as I've been watching independent wrestling and stuff like that. Been everywhere, done everything. Darby Allin defeats Christian Cage. Darby missile drop kicked him from the apron to a seated Christian on the ringside. Cage speared him twice. Darby hit the coffin drop twice, missed one, landed on the ring apron. Crazy, crazy stuff. Crazy kids. Next up, we have Multiverse United 2, For Whom the Bell Tolls. On the pre-show, we had Yuya Uemura, Heath, and Joe Hendry defeating Ryusuke Takaguchi and Master Wato and Rocky Romero. Then we had Kenny King defeating Yoshinobu Kanemaru. We move on to the main show, the meat and potatoes of the meat and potatoes. We had Chris Sabin in a scramble defeating Kevin Knight, Kaz, Rich Swann, Yo, Desperado, and Mao. We had Moose and Eddie Edwards defeating Zack Sabre Jr. and Shane Haste. Sami Callihan defeating Doki in a Philadelphia Street Fight match. TJP and Francesco Akira defeating Koji Fujita and Robbie Eagles. Like I said, I'm not very, very versed on a lot of these Japanese guys. I'm so really sorry if I mispronounce or anything like that, or plain I don't know. Next up was an epic 12-man match. ABC, David Finlay, Clark Connors, Alex Coughlin, and Kenta, the Bullet Club, defeat Team Impact. We had PCO, the returning Josh Alexander, the Gorillas of Destiny, LP, El Phantasmo, and DKC. Then we had Leo Rush and Trey Miguel defeating Hiroshi Takahashi and Mike Bailey. And for the main event of this epic premium live event, Alex Shelley defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi in an epic bout. For Ring of Honor, Impact Wrestling Multiverse United 2, For Whom the Bell Tolls, that gets a 3.5 out of 5 stars for the show. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've had your fill of meat and potatoes, because now it's time to pick 6. You know how we do it? Singles, tag, show, man, woman, team. We're gonna go with singles. We gotta give it to Edge versus Sheamus. Tag team match was Lorenzo Stacks and Tony D'Angelo versus the Dyad. The show, gotta give it up to SmackDown. The man, I gotta give it up to Edge. It's gotta be. Woman, you gotta give it up to the new minion of Athena, Billy Starks. Because one day, I'm telling you, the team is the Judgment Day. And I did make a slight variation to pick 6. As I move forward, I progress and evolve here. It just goes singles, tag, or otherwise. It will be like a 3-man, 6-man, 12-man, whatever. And then show remains the same: man, woman, team, or faction. Team could be a 1-man, not a 1-man, obviously. Anywhere between a 2-man, a 3-man, 4-man, 5-man, 6-man, and up. So, with that being said, team is Judgment Day. Singles was Edge versus Sheamus. Tag, Lorenzo Stacks and Tony D'Angelo versus the Dyad. Show was SmackDown. Man was Edge. Woman was Billy Starks. And that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the episode. I'm going to promote myself here for a moment if I can. I know you reached the end of the episode. If you like what I did, if you like my take on my wrestling intake, if you like my results, if you like listening, and you wish to support, I do have a goal. I want to get back to at least being able to monetize the videos. Now, it's not videos, but the audio podcasts you're listening to. To be honest with you, I've never received even a payout. I never reached the amount of money to receive a payout. I was a little bit close to it. It takes like $5 to receive a payout, but I never did that. But the goal is to get that back. It's achievable, but some hard work is going to be needed to be done. I think it's like 100 views and 600 listens in 60 days, but that's where you come in. If you like this episode, share it to a friend. I'm that big one of sharing it in every little bitty group in Facebook. I feel like that gets you nowhere. A lot of those people are spam groups or this and that, or they got real clicky and stuff like that. I really moved out of the whole sharing it to Facebook thing. It's kind of hokey. I find it hard to promote it at all, but like I said, if you do enjoy it, please do me that favor, share it out if you want to, or just leave a review, leave a like, share it out. It gets 30 seconds to listen to. You catch me a view, catch me a listen, whatever you want to call it. Gets me closer to that 100 views within 60 days, 100 listens within 60 days. It would be greatly appreciated. You guys are the best anyways, and I know we can do this, so let's try it. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for your continued support. that is the end of the episode where we reviewed the premium live event of Multiverse United 2, For Whom the Bell Tolls, this upcoming week. I'll probably upload Monday or Tuesday, who knows. Emergence, I think, is on the... yeah, I do believe it's Emergence and then All In will be both. So we emerge at All In, and then Payback and All Out. And there's just a lot of stuff moving forward, but yeah, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, do that support thing. If you enjoyed, I'm not trying to weasel you into doing that. Only if you like it, only if you really support it. That's the best way to show that support. Maybe share it out. Tell somebody else, you know. Better than just randomly sharing it. If you know another wrestling fan, give them the link. Tell them, hey, you know, a more personable situation than just randomly posting it and expecting someone to care without any kind of, like, motive to do so. You just randomly share it into a zillion Facebook groups. It's not going to do as much as one fan to another fan. Hey, I know you enjoy wrestling. I enjoy this guy's takes. Maybe you will too. Send them the link. Be more personable than, you know, just randomly expecting people to care that you're randomly dropping a link into a zillion different Facebook groups every time you create content. So, a little rant there at the end, but thank you for your continued support. I will catch you on the next episode of Suplexes and Stuff. Thanks, guys.